WAQ Show. I'm your host and fucking guide to adventure, Matt. And with me is...
TJ.
And Dan.
And we're talking about One Piece. I'm so fucking excited. Holy shit. Ah, man, I love One Piece. And TJ knows a bunch about One Piece. I think he's like almost caught up. And Dan knows next to nothing about One Piece.
There's the gummies and the pirates, and they got straw hats, and there's the guy who fights with a sword in his mouth, and that's about all I know.
Perfect. I'm gonna explain all of One Piece. I don't know how many parts this is gonna take. I don't know how in depth I'm gonna go. Dan and TJ are gonna push me along if I'm getting too wild on some shit. But I'm gonna explain the whole damn thing.
So
I'm gonna start from the beginning. Buckle up, strap in. Start from the beginning. Go to current. If you don't want to know the story, get out of here. I'm sorry.
Just for clarity, this is not an episode by episode retelling of One Piece,
No.
right? Okay.
I'm not being like, all right, chapter 1. This isn't happen. Chapter 2. No, I'm big events. Well,
Okay.
what I wanted to get on is I'm giving you. Go for it.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler
Anyone
alert.
Trying to.
I'm giving
catch
you
up, I
a
guess.
piece of the steak. There's still a full fucking meal to One Piece. You can go out there and you can still, like, major plot points are going to be spoiled, but you can still, like, experience the day-to-day trials and tribulations and hilarity of Straw Hat Crew. I love them so much. Holy shit.
So I guess there's one piece of metadata we should really let the viewers know beforehand, just because I know this is super relevant to some folks.
Uh-huh.
Is the content you're going to be explaining and referencing to me from the anime or the manga? I think I know the answer, but I want the viewers to know.
It's from the manga, but the anime actually has more. So
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if you just wanted me to specify or if you wanted me to, like...
Mostly just specify your core reference material. That
Okay.
way, when you say, and then this happens, and someone,
I mean, it's
hits
all the same.
someone will hit the comment section and be like, well, actually, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna get stuff wrong.
And outside of fillers, I mean, the anime's pretty.
It's all the same.
Accurate.
The anime is fluffed.
Yeah.
Like,
Gotcha.
we can get into it a little bit right here, just to set up. One Piece is currently, as of recording this... You guys mind if I say the date?
You can date this one, it's fine.
As of recording this on August 16th, 2020, I believe like 6 days ago, One Piece released chapter 987.
Good fucking god.
The anime, I believe, has more episodes than that. I believe the anime is almost at... No, it can't have more episodes than that. Anyhow, the anime releases weekly, the manga releases weekly. Every chapter of the manga is 20 pages. There's no way in fucking hell you get a 20-minute episode out of that. So the anime is incredibly fluffed. Starting at about episode 400 when they actually caught up.
Most of this shonen stuff is anyway, so
Yeah.
that's the
I want
standard.
to say, unlike most though, it's at chapter 987, and it's still getting better.
It is. One Piece doesn't stop getting good. There are some lulls. I will talk about parts that I am, semi-disenchanted with. But on the whole, if you like shonen and you don't like One Piece, I do not understand you. I fundamentally don't get how you can like shonen and not like One Piece. The
Man.
only argument I've ever heard that makes any kind of sense to me is, I don't like Luffy. I don't like his character. Like, I've heard that argument before. Fine.
I just thought how wild it would be for you to start at the end and explain it backwards, but I don't want that to happen right now.
Well, we're not at the end of the story. And honestly,
fair.
it would be a lot of flashbacks, because I'd be like, this, and this guy are doing this stuff. And
I would say also at this point, it'd be like, but why do those interactions mean anything?
yeah, no.
It's like, oh, well, all
At
this
about-
stuff happened.
So this is a story, first and foremost, about adventure.
Yeah.
I will reference a lot of the times I will reference things that Oda has said. Eiichiro Oda, the author and mangaka, author and illustrator of One Piece. I will reference things that he has said, and there are things called SBS corners, which happen at the end of every chapter where he answers questions that people have written into him.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. In an SBS corner, somebody asks, why don't the Straw Hat Pirates ever, like, deal with romance? And, like, do they fall in love with each other? Is this a thing that you just don't go into? And he says, no. None of them fall in love with each other because they're all in love with adventure.
Take
I
that,
like
you
that.
shippers.
It's so cool. He said, take that, you shippers.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Anywho, I could ramble on and on forever about the intricacies of One Piece. I was gonna say something else, but I don't remember what it was. I'm just gonna start.
Oh yeah, I think now's a good time.
Okay. God, I'm so fucking excited. I love One Piece, guys. Okay. One Piece starts in a village that I don't remember the name of because I don't think it had a name at first. I think it starts with an L, but it doesn't matter. It starts in a village in East Blue.
Oh God, the blues.
The blues. Okay, hold on. I should describe the map. You pull up a fucking map of One Piece World. Is that gonna work? I'm gonna tell you to pull up pictures every once in a while. One Piece World. Oh, you got World Seeker. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, just make sure you tell them
One Piece
exactly
map.
what you Googled.
All right, if you Google One Piece World and look at images, the very first image is what I'm gonna talk about. This is the world of One Piece. That big red line is called Red Line. It's not actually red in the world. It is a mountain range that circles the world like the Prime Meridian. The strip of ocean and then the lighter strips of ocean that circle the world like the equator are called the Grand Line, and on each side of it, the lighter bit is called the Calm Belt. In the top left, that is North Blue, and then it works like a compass. So bottom right is South Blue, bottom left is West Blue, top right is East Blue. Those are the 4 oceans. One Piece is a massively aquatic world. This map is not correct, by the way, because no chunk of fucking land covers all of the Calm Belt and bridges you into the Grand Line. So these pieces of land are not correct, but this is basically how the world is structured. You got the 4 oceans, the Red Line, and the Grand Line. If you want to enter the Grand Line, which is what our fucking story is really about, and we're not going to get there until chapter 100, but don't worry, I'll try and get us there as fast as possible, because that's the real meat and potatoes. So you see this little cross that cuts through the mountains right here? Yes?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Hang on. Can you just post the image in Discord so I know I'm looking at the right one?
Yeah. Bop.
Okay,
Okay.
this is the one I thought of.
Okay. This cross. This is called Reverse Mountain. What you do is, I believe it is described that all of the currents in each of the oceans kind of converge on this mountain, and so it pushes you up the mountain. The little like the X pattern coming from any one of the blues, any one of the oceans, north, south, east, west, push you up the mountain. The only way to come out is down the channel into the Grand Line. That is the beginning of the Grand Line. We're gonna come into some shit later that totally makes it reasonable that you could just jump over the mountain and go backwards, but fuck you, that's not how adventure works. The end of the Grand Line is the end of the Grand Line. The only way to get there is to go through the Grand Line around the world.
Okay, just so I'm... You said the giant red line on this image is actually a landmass.
Yes, it is a mountain range
Yes.
that is not actually red,
Okay.
but it is called the Red Line.
And the only place to cross it is that X.
Yes.
Okay, so it's like the classical X marks the spot on the map thing. Here
Yes.
be adventure. Got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Here there be adventure. Exactly, Dan. You're already getting into it. Okay, anywho. Our heroes start in East Blue, the top right one. You start with a little boy, Luffy. He fucking loves adventure. He wants to be a pirate. There's a crew that visits his island every once in a while called the Red-Haired Pirates, led by Shanks. And Luffy, it's page fucking 1. Luffy's like, hey Shanks, fuck you. I want to be a pirate. Take me on your crew. Luffy's 7 years old. And Shanks is like, dude, you're just a kid. Chill out. You know, you keep wanting to be a pirate. You prove yourself impressive. Maybe you can come with me at some point. And Luffy's like, no, fuck you. I'm impressive. And he stabs himself in the face, right under the eye.
What the fuck?
And Shanks is like, holy shit, what are you doing? Stop. Don't be a fucking idiot. Takes out the knife, they patch him up. Page 1, no scar. Page 2, Luffy's got a scar now. He has that scar for the rest of the whole series. He's got a scar right under his eye, and that's because he stabbed himself in the face when he was a kid because he wanted to prove how badass he was. But Shanks was like, that's dumb. Stop. Don't be dumb. Scars are a thing. There are many important events that will give a scar, and they stick around, and I love it. Anywho, Shanks leaves. He's like, hey, chill out, buddy. Shanks leaves for a couple years. And Luffy's like, they come back when Luffy's like 10 or something. And he's like, I've been training. I'm real cool now. I can swim with the best of them. Take me on your crew. Shanks is like, you're still too young. But I got a cool ass treasure and we're partying. The cool ass treasure is a fruit.
Okay.
The cool ass treasure is a fruit. Luffy's like, this is not a cool ass treasure. This is fucking dumb. And he eats it. And he's like, oh man, this tastes like ass. And then he goes back and talks to Shanks, and Shanks is like, yeah, man, this cool ass fruit we got, it's worth like millions of dollars. And Luffy's like, what are you talking about? That fruit tasted like butts. And Shanks is like, you ate the fruit? What's going on with you? That fruit was a devil fruit. So in this world, there are devil fruit, and they give you superpowers. That's the gum fruit. The fruits do two things.
Wait. So he ate the devil fruit.
Yes.
But there's also gum fruit.
No. The gum fruit is a devil fruit. Every devil fruit is different. They all have names.
Yeah.
Based on what ability they give you, because every devil fruit gives you an ability.
Okay.
And each one is different.
Is there only one of these fruits, or are they just super rare fruits?
All right. Well, you don't know this for a while, but there are some things that I'm completely willing to tell you out of order. This is one of them. There are, as far as we know, every fruit is just out there. We don't know the source of these fruits. People think it's the last island on the Grand Line is the source of the fruits. We don't know. When you eat a devil fruit, you eat it, you have the powers. When you die, another fruit becomes that devil fruit that you had. So the powers are either in a person or in a fruit in the world at all times.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, and then based on this map, you had said they don't actually spill out of the Grand Line. So this X is smaller than what this map is.
No, I said this. Hold on. How do I... Boom. This. God damn it. Why can't I draw?
For the audience, while he's trying to figure out how to use Google Slides, I put the picture that he's using on a slide so that he can kind of like teacher style reference the image with like circles and stuff like that.
All right, Dan. I'm too dumb.
You have to use the line tool at the top, bud.
Line tool.
While he's trying to figure out how to do that, I will explain a little bit more on the devil fruit.
See this line I crossed through this island?
Yeah.
No island actually crosses the calm belt like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Except for the red line, these landmasses are all bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah. That's true.
Okay, anyhow. Do you want to explain, TJ, or do you want me to continue?
Oh, I was just going to say that they are really rare. Like, they're hard to find. But they each have different shapes and stuff.
Yes.
So you can identify them when you find them.
Yeah. And most of them. And there's different types.
Yes, I wasn't going to get into the types yet, but I can if you want.
I don't think it's bad beforehand.
Okay. Let me just explain real quick. Luffy eats the fruit. Shanks is like, what did you do that was worth millions? You can't swim now. Turns out, every devil fruit has the same penalty, different power. If you eat a devil fruit, you can't swim. The entire world is covered in water and islands. Every landmass besides the big mountain ring is an island. So it's a pretty heavy price in a world covered in islands where most people function on boats that you cannot swim anymore. If you touch the water, your body basically freezes up. and you just start sinking.
Okay, what if someone throws a bucket of water at you?
Fresh water or salt water?
Salt water?
Can't swim. You're fucked.
Okay, so
It's
salt water.
It also deteriorates your powers.
It also deteriorates your powers. So it depends on how. As you get stronger, you need more water to do it. But if you fall in the ocean, you're fucked. Doesn't matter how strong you are. If you're in the ocean, you're fucked.
right, but I'm talking about like you're walking down the street in a town and someone ambushes you with like a standard-sized bucket of salt water.
If
and
you
just
ate the
splashes
fruit
you with
last
it.
week, you're probably going to have problems. If you're halfway through the Grand Line, you're probably going to turn around and punch that motherfucker in the face like it was nothing.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's about like salt water per cubic inch times.
Yeah, it's like
time.
salt water volume versus power.
Okay. What the fuck?
You
Okay.
you can still bathe though. You can bathe in fresh water. It is the salt. It is the salt that is the issue.
Okay, so it's not that you can't swim; it's that you're allergic to salt. Got it.
Sort of.
Kind of a sea salt, but
It's-
not like
Yeah, so eventually we'll come across metals that are called kairoseki, and they're sea salt metals. And that is a weapon to use against fruit users.
yeah.
Because it is the salt of the sea that fucks up the powers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anywho,
I don't want to ask about fresh water. Go ahead.
fresh water does nothing. It's normal. It's
Oh,
fine.
I thought you were about to say it actually empowers you because
No.
fruit grows when you water a plant, and I'm just like, oh my god. Okay.
Nope.
All right. Glad it's not that complicated.
It's not. Luffy has a gum fruit. He's a paramecia type. Don't worry about what that means. Just means other. There are 3 types of fruit. There are Logia types, which it's like elemental. There are Zoan types, which is like animal, and there are paramecia types, which is like other. If you have a Logia fruit, you are an element. Your body becomes that element. You're like, that's the best one to get. If somebody eats the fire fruit and you shoot him, you just shot a fire. It just goes right through him. He's fine.
What if you get the water fruit? Then are you like
No.
allergic to
Stop.
yourself?
Bad.
Oh, okay.
There is no water fruit. There's an ice fruit.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
I guess the implication is that would be fresh water, so you're fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Thus far, there have been no fruits that
Defy that rule.
defy the saltwater fucks you rule.
Okay.
I'm
And then
trying to think.
there's the animal fruits. Like you eat the the cat fruit model cheetah, because there are like 17 cat fruits,
Yeah.
Fucking.
and you become a cheetah man.
And then you get into like there's even extremes like I forget what they're called, but like the ancient zones.
Yeah,
Okay.
there are like extreme, rare, cooler versions of all of them, sort of like, and partially it's the fruit you get, partially it's what you do with it. Like you can have a really cool fruit, but be a lazy piece of shit that never really tries to do anything cool with it.
Yeah, no, for sure. So, all right. So, is there like a fish fruit model shark? Like,
No,
okay, all right.
Like
so
I said, there
he's
are no
writing
fruits.
around the logicals. All right.
yes, there are no fruits that either avoid the water rule or fuck you because of the water rule. There are no fish model animal fruits
Okay.
There's another reason probably why there's no fish fruits either.
because there are fish
That you
men.
can, yeah, there are fish people. So
Gotcha. Okay. Wrap up with the fruit here and let's get moving.
I am done with the fruit.
Okay.
And I wanted to set up our hero because he's important, and
I
I'm
appreciate
accelerating.
it. I appreciate it. You're good.
Okay. So basically, Shanks is like, dude, you can't swim anymore. You just fucked yourself and me out of millions of dollars. Get out of here.
What,
Man, I forgot an important point.
So you mean he doesn't enslave him on his crew to work off
No.
his infinite debt?
No.
Oh.
Shanks is a cool ass. Shanks is a bro.
yeah, Shanks is cool. Yeah.
Also,
Okay.
totally forgot something. The first visit, after Luffy stabs himself in the face, and Shanks is like, no, you can't join my crew. That's dumb. Luffy's like, fuck you, I'm gonna go on my own. And he just like gets in a barrel or on a stupid dinghy boat or something and just goes. He's like, fuck you, I'm gonna go. And of course that ends horribly. He ends up like, something attacks the barrel, and it's a sea king. Sea kings are these giant fucking sea monsters. That is Shanks.
Yeah, I'm
Sea
adding
Kings-
stuff.
Yeah. Sea Kings are these giant fucking sea monsters that live mostly in the Calm Belt, but they will go into the blues, into the oceans, and into the Grand Line. Shanks figures out that Luffy's gone and goes after him right as the boat breaks. And Shanks saves Luffy as the Sea King is charging him.
Well, TJ just said no. So
No?
is there an argument on order of events?
Now, there's a difference between me and Matt. I started reading later in the manga, and I watched the anime. But you said that he goes on his own. And I know the event that you're about to say was Shanks, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But he gets stolen. He gets taken by another pirate.
Okay, doesn't
after
matter.
He eats the fruit. You know what I'm talking about, though?
No.
If you're leading up to the Sea King.
Doesn't matter. Somehow, Luffy ends up in the water, and a Sea King is going to attack him. And Shanks is there, and he saves him. And the Sea King is about to attack, and Shanks kind of just gives him a real bad guy look. Like, don't you fuck with me. And the Sea King runs away. And then you zoom out to Shanks holding Luffy while Luffy cries. And Shanks is like, hey man, don't worry, it's gonna be fine. And Luffy's like, but Shanks, your arm is gone. Because the Sea King bit off his arm. He's got one arm for the whole rest of the story because of Luffy in like chapter 2.
Yeah.
But that's it. Luffy has the gum fruit now. Shanks has got one arm. Shanks leaves again. Go 7 years in the future. Luffy is now 17. He's been practicing with his fucking fruit forever. Shanks doesn't come back yet. And Luffy's like, well, fuck this shit. I'm out. Luffy gets a boat and he goes. He's like, all right. I want like 10 crew members. I want like a cool ass crew members. I want a musician. Gotta have a musician. Shit's important. And he goes. Hits an island. And finds out that Pirate Hunter Zoro is captured on this island. He's like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna get that motherfucker. He's gonna be on my crew. He like climbs over, he just climbs over a fucking military gate, goes into this military base, and Zoro is tied up like on a cross. And Luffy's like, hey, I'll get you out if you join my crew. And Zoro's like, no, fuck you. I'm a pirate hunter. And Luffy's like, nah, I'm gonna get you out. You're gonna join my crew. And shenanigans ensue. This dickbag named Helmeppo is the son of the Marine captain, and he's just like a rich bitch. And then this other motherfucker, Cody, is there, and he's like the deckhand wash shit bitch. And Luffy's like, why don't you just stand up to anybody? Just get stronger and be cooler and be like me. And Cody's like, I can't do that. So anyways, Luffy gets him out. Kicks the shit out of Axe Morgan, the Marine captain, and they go on. Zoro's like, all right, fine, I'll help you. So they're going to the next island, and Luffy and Zoro are kind of just fucking floating along because none of them know how to navigate a ship.
So why doesn't Zoro just kill Luffy since he's a pirate?
Because Luffy saved him and Zoro has honor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, Zoro really didn't... Zoro wasn't saying, like, I won't join you if you save me. Zoro was saying, fuck you, don't save me. I'll get out of this myself.
Okay.
But then Luffy saved him. And so Zoro was like, all right, I guess. So anywho, they're going along, and neither of them knows how to navigate a ship, so they're kind of just floating.
I would
and
like to add in...
Go for it.
I'm sure you'll get to this, too. So I'm sorry if I'm jumping the gun a little bit. But each part of his crew, as Matt delivers the story, is that they all have their specific ambition.
Yes. It's very important. Yes. When Luffy... It's pretty early on. Luffy's like, all right, so what are you doing? What are you out here trying to do? And Zoro's like, I'm going to be the greatest swordsman that ever fucking lived. And Luffy's like, that's good. That's a good ambition. You'd need an ambition that good to be on the fucking future king of the pirate ship. And they kind of just leave it at that. Because that's Luffy's ambition. I should have said that way early on. Luffy's ambition, he will be the king of the pirates. Fuck you. He's going to do it.
Okay, so it's like...
The other important bit about that ambition is if Luffy ever crosses that ambition for any of them, though others are more extreme, they'll leave the crew. So they aren't like...
So if he...
Yes, I do believe that Zoro says... You better be the king of the pirates. I'm not going to follow any lesser man. I will kill you if you stop.
Yeah.
Okay, so if he ever decides, maybe a nice rice farm would be a better idea, then they're all gonna
maybe I
leave
can
him.
just chill. No,
Okay.
it's not allowed.
Is Zoro's not the guy that does the three sword thing? Is he?
He is the guy that does the
That
three
is the
swords.
three swords.
Gotcha.
He's
Okay.
my favorite.
And you could, he's a lot of people's favorites. You could
Yeah.
there are arguments that have been made where Zoro should be the the captain of the crew.
No, Zoro is a steadfast first mate, and I think it's better that way.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Luffy is the soul of adventure. Zoro's like the fucking... He's that push you need sometimes. He never has to push Luffy, but sometimes he's got to push the rest of the crew.
Yeah.
Man, you don't know it now, but when we get to Water 7, fuck, I might cry. Anywho. Alright. So they're chugging along, run into some pirates, fuck them up, and make them lead them to the next town, because they're like starving on the ocean because they can't fucking pilot this damn ship. Which is not a big ship, by the way. It's like a little dinghy with a fucking shit-ass sail. It's like a 3-person boat. And they're just out on the ocean with it.
They can't at least, finagle with it to see if they can get it to work?
No, it's not a broken ship. They just suck.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
just
don't-
fucking suck. They don't know how to pilot a ship. Luffy and Zoro have been completely unprepared.
Okay.
And they just suck. Anywho, they get to the next island. And they're fucking arguing the whole way. They're like, we need a navigator. And Luffy's like, fine, I'll find one. Stop fucking bitching at me. And this island has been completely besieged and taken over by a pirate named Buggy the Clown. If you're gonna put a picture of everybody up on this fucking page, you're gonna have a lot of pictures, buddy.
I
we're
mean,
gonna
there
do
will be
multiple
more than
slides.
one page, but I wasn't going to do everybody. But, if you're going to sit on somebody for more than 2 minutes, I'd like to have a reference point.
Okay.
Wow. I put Bug in, and because of my recent searches, it's like, do you mean Buggy the Clown?
Nice. Anywho,
Go ahead.
go for it.
I'm gonna say quick timeout. An important piece to all of this before we get too far from Shanks and why they're called the Straw Hat crew.
Oh yeah.
Luffy has a straw hat that Shanks gave him
Yes.
and wants him to return to him.
Yes.
He becomes a big pirate.
So when Shanks was gonna leave and Luffy was like, I don't want you to leave, I fucked up your arm, bro. Luffy's like, alright, or Shanks is like, alright, here's my straw hat. You take this, you find me on the fucking oceans out there, and you return it to me.
Man, I'm kind of glad Shanks got rid of the straw hat. It really doesn't work with his whole getup that I've got for the image here.
He used to look more fucking dumpy like Luffy. He's really buffed out in that picture that you've got of him. This is years later.
Gotcha.
And-
okay.
And about that hat, absolutely no one is allowed to touch the hat.
Yeah, nobody touches the fucking hat.
I feel like he shouldn't wear it because if he wears it, then he might lose it on a strong breeze.
No, that's no, fuck
Oh,
you.
is that part of
got
the
a
gum
string.
gum? His
It's
head
got a
is
string
sticky.
that's only there when
Oh.
it's important.
Yeah.
So sometimes he'll wear it like around his neck, off his back,
a
and then it
plot
has a string. But right now that it's on his head, there's like no string dangling. It's not tied onto his head or anything.
It's a plot string.
It's a plot string.
God. Okay.
All right. Anywho,
All right.
they get on
Clown
this
guy.
island. Huh?
Clown guy. Go ahead.
Yeah, they get on this island and it's completely ruled by a clown guy, and there's a subplot where a dog is like, the only building the pirates haven't looted is this fucking like pet store, because this dog is like, no, fuck you, this is my master's pet store, but you killed him, but I'm gonna protect it. It doesn't matter. Anywho, one of the clown guy's pirates is Nami the cat burglar, and she is just working for the clown guy to steal his treasure. And
Okay.
she's a navigator, and she agrees to work for Luffy if they beat the clown guy. So the clown guy's powers, he's got the chop fruit. And
Wow.
basically that lets him like dissect his body in all sorts of bits that can float. The actual mechanics of his power are that his feet have to stay on the ground and can only be feet, so he can only like chop off at the ankles. And then the rest of him can float and dissect into kind of as many pieces as he wants. So what he does is he'll like float up really high and attack you from there so that you don't pay attention to his feet, which he needs to have like scurry around and like move because his body parts have a radius to his feet.
Okay, so the feet are the anchor point. He can separate his body parts. Got it.
Eventually, he learns how to pick up his own feet and fly with them, and then he can just fly, and he's way stronger. But he's also a fucking coward, so he's never that strong. Okay. This is one of those instances where his power is really cool, but he's a punk bitch and won't really do anything with it.
And he's both stupid and smart.
Yeah, he's like oddly dumb, but then sometimes like brilliant.
So I guess now is a great time to ask the question, do the Straw Hat crew actually ever kill anybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mostly Zoro.
Okay. So is Bugs one of those people? Do they?
No.
It sounds like he has the time to get stronger. So is he like the recurring joke villain of the show?
No. Yes, actually, yes.
All right. Okay.
I thought you were going to say recurring rival, and I was like, no. Recurring joke villain? Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Yeah, recurring joke villain / kind of anti-hero.
I don't know about hero. He
not well, depends on who you're asking.
He bumbles his way into helping sort of sometimes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Also, I just want to specify that there is a time skip in this series, and all the pictures of the Straw Hat Pirates you have picked are from post-time skip.
I mean,
they don't look like this right now.
That's too bad, because the Navigator's pretty hot, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, she looks like that later.
Oh, is this what this might be what she looks like earlier.
Short-haired, blue and white striped shirt.
It looks like they took some artistic liberties of the shirt, but something like that.
Yeah. Well, she has different. They have different. So this is one of the lovely things about One Piece. They totally have different outfits.
That's nice. I like that.
Every once in a while, they just boom have a different outfit.
It's kind of like every arc, every
arc they fucking.
I know
mix it up a bit.
I know it's a lot of work, but I wish anime artists and manga artists did that more, because it adds a lot. Like it's something minor. It's something kind of in the background that doesn't need to be directly addressed, but it adds so much to the quality of what you're reading or watching.
Luffy's standard go-to gear is the jean shorts with like the fluffy bottom and the red shirt and the straw hat. He totally has like yellow shorts and a blue shirt at one point. He he gets like little bits and baubles that he likes to keep on his arm. He has like, I think, goggles at some point because he just thought they were cool. Anywho, we deal with Buggy. Luffy figures out that you can like just move faster than him and tie him up to his own feet, and then he's fucked. And we're done with Buggy. We leave Buggy alone. I think they kick him off the island and his fucking crewmates find him like on a piece of flotsam or something. It doesn't matter.
I feel like it was like one of those rocket power moments.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But Buggy's gone, but not dead.
Yeah,
and they have a navigator now, and they steal one of the Buggy pirates' ships. So they go off, and the fucking X.
No, I was just remembering the next time you see Buggy and what goes on. It's that treasure dude. Anyways.
We're not even going to talk about the treasure dude. He's like so unimportant. And if we're thinking the guy's stuck on the chest, right?
Yeah, well, no, because the Straw Hats meet him, remember? And then there's something about that.
Yeah, but I'm not going to... main characters. So we go on to the next island, and this is where you meet Usopp. Usopp's fucking sick and awesome, but he starts out like a little whiny baby bitch. Usopp's whole shtick is that he's the boy who cried wolf. He literally, every morning, you get to the island, every morning...
I've seen pictures of this guy before.
Yeah. Every morning he runs through the village yelling about how pirates are attacking or some crazy event is happening, and everybody's like, oh, must be 8 a.m. Usopp's doing his lap. Like, they keep time by this motherfucker. Or some shit like that. And he does it because there is a sick rich girl that lives in a mansion whose parents died, and she's taken care of just by her butler, Clahador. And he makes up all these insane stories and tells them to her because she can't leave her house. Turns out, the butler Clahador is actually a pirate named Black Hat Kuro, who faked his own death like 10 years ago, started working for these rich parents, and then had them killed also that she could wait out their sick daughter to die and have her leave everything to him. He was like tired of playing the pirate game. He's like, I'm not getting rich fast enough. I'm just gonna find this rich bitch and work for her and just inherit a bunch of money, and boom, I'm done. Usopp figures that out, but he's Usopp, known for lying, so nobody believes him when he's like, you don't get it. Kaya's fucking butler Claudor is a pirate. They're like, yeah, whatever. Claudor's like the coolest dude ever. He's like, he's been taking care of that poor lady ever since her parents died. Shut up, Usopp. Get out of here. And the Straw Hat Pirates don't know that he's a lying piece of shit, so they're like, you know, there might be something to this, and we don't want this cool ass girl to die, so all right, cool, we'll help you. And they beat him up because he reveals his plan, because he's like, you can't stop me, Usopp. But Usopp had the Straw Hat Pirates, and then he's like, you can't stop me, Straw Hat Pirates. But they do, and they beat him up, and they're fine. So then there actually was another butler. I don't remember his name. He's got like a white afro and weird sheep horns, but he's not an animal person or anything. That's just what he looks like.
Yep.
And he makes for them a ship called the Going Merry, and that is their ship. It is a Caravel class cruiser ship, I think is exactly the name of it. And it is just as much a member of the crew as any of the people. So get a picture, Dan. Going Merry.
All right.
Going Merry. You won't see that in the time skip pictures.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about finding the old version. So they have a ship now. They have a ship and 4 crew members. Usopp, by the way, is a sniper. Not with guns, though, with a slingshot. He's a sniper and sort of handyman. All repairs that you will see to the Going Merry are done by Usopp. This is it base, but it will, over time, have all sorts of broken bits that are covered in, like, wrapped metal sheeting and stuff.
I get it now. Usopp is like, and he comes up with fables and stories. It's like Aesop's fables. Got it.
Yup. Interestingly enough, some of the stories that you hear from Usopp totally come true later. I think all of them come true. He talks about a land full of giant men. He talks about a string of islands that are actually just poop from a big goldfish. What? He talks about all sorts of insane shit, and most of it has already happened, and all of it probably will happen.
Yep.
So it's this lovely way.
But he doesn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's this lovely way that Ichiro Oda was like, here's all these bonkers ideas that sound stupid. They're all going to happen, by the way. I don't remember all of his stories, but...
No, I never actually made that connection until you just said that, but that's awesome.
Yep. Anywho, so they get chugging along, and I think... Nope, not at this point. Okay, they get chugging along, and they find Zoro's old hunting buddies. Johnny and somebody else. I don't remember his name.
You don't have to worry about pictures for them.
Yeah, you don't have to worry. They're fucking one and done. And they're just like hanging off of a little dinghy, like sick to shit. And Zoro's like, hey, those are my boys. Get them up here. And they're like, what happened? And they're like, we stopped at this cool ass restaurant ship and somebody kicked our ass. I don't know what happened, dude. And so they're like, that's the restaurant ships over there. And so they go to the Baratai. The Baratai is a fish-shaped ship. You don't have to get a picture of this, but you do have to get a picture of Sanji. They meet Sanji. Sanji is a cool-ass motherfucker. His character design is a reference to Mr. Pink from Reservoir Dogs.
Sanji is like the #1 name I recognize from this show. As someone who's seen nothing of it.
Which is awkward because his name means 3.
But he's not the guy that uses 3 swords. Oh, what?
Yeah. Well, Zoro is a reference to Zoro.
I mean, Zoro never used 3 swords, but anyway.
But he's a sick-ass swordsman of, like, justice, sort of. Except for Zoro doesn't really care about justice. He just cares about good fights. Anywho, they get to the restaurant. They meet Sanji. And Sanji's whole shtick is that he will not let somebody go hungry. Because when he was a boy, he was working as just a young kid on a food ship. He was working on a big ship in the kitchen, and it shipwrecked. And the only survivors were him and the captain, Red Leg Zeph. And Red Leg Zeph was a hard ass and a cook, and they stayed on this island until somebody eventually found them, and they had 2 bags of stuff, and they split up the bags, and each bag was half treasure from the ship, because they were like, we need money once we get off this shit-ass island, and food, because the island had no food. Turns out that Zeph had taken all the treasure and given Sanji all the food, and Zeph ate his own leg.
And that picture is the moment
where
that Sanji discovers that.
Yeah.
So, well, I guess the question is, like, did he do that out of kindness for Sanji,
Yes.
or did he do that out of greed for wanting all the fucking treasure?
No, he totally
kindness.
did it because Sanji was his boy.
Yep.
Red Leg Zeph. That is a good-ass picture of Usopp. Red Leg Zeph, for all intents and purposes, is Sanji's dad. We'll get into Sanji's family much, much later. Not actually his dad.
He's the dad that raised him, not the dad
Yes.
that deposited for him.
To quote the Blue Man from Guardians of the Galaxy, he might not be his daddy, or he might not be his father, but he's his daddy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Anywho, once they got off the island, they used all the treasure to buy this restaurant boat, and it is staffed entirely by pirates. 2 incredibly emaciated pirates show up and need food and have no money, and Sanji's like, I'm not going to let them starve. I've starved before. It's a fate worse than death. I'm going to feed them. No, it was one incredibly emaciated pirate. He feeds him, and Geen, his name is Geen, you don't need to look him up.
Okay.
He's so fucking happy that he's like, thank you so fucking much. Can I just have some food? I've got crewmen, they're starving too, please. And Sanji's like, here's a whole bag of food, just go, bro. And he goes.
Wait, okay, so is it the food that he was given by his dad?
No.
Okay, I was like,
they
exactly.
have an entire restaurant now. He just takes scraps from the
Gotcha.
restaurant.
This is later in life.
I was just wondering, like, exactly how much food do you mean by a shit ton of food?
He just Sanji's a kid here. Sanji is like, I think 20-something by the time Luffy and crew stumble upon his restaurant boat. Much time has passed.
I mean, exactly. That's why I was like, is it still the same food? Is it like magical, never spoiling, infinite amount of food?
No.
Okay.
After this, ask me about personalities, and I'll kind of give you like a personality breakdown of each of the crew members.
Okay. How about you do that when we hit the final, like, official crew member for a while?
Technically, that's Sanji.
Okay, then finish your
Well,
plot point.
I would wait till like Brook.
I'm not getting to Brook today. Anywho. I'm at 40 minutes. I'm at Sanji. I'm not getting to Brook today.
No, I know.
Anywho, Geen comes back with his pirate captain. His pirate captain's name is Don Krieg. He's a big bad motherfucker. All we hear about him is he just came back from the Grand Line. I think this is the first time you hear about the Grand Line, but the characters know what it is. It's the big strip of water around the world, and I will explain to you what the fucking Grand Line... Ideally, I can end on the Grand Line.
This dude is a Chad motherfucker, my guys.
Yes, he is a baller, better hauler. You don't need a picture of him. He's not going to stick around.
Oh, I mean, it's a good picture, though. It's staying on the board.
He shows up. He says, thanks for the food. I was starving. This is my ship now. You're all my men now. Get fucking ready. We're going back to the Grand Line. I got my ass kicked. I'm about to go lay out some shit. Luffy's like, hey, fuck you, buddy. I want some food. Stop being a dickbag. They get into a fight. While they're fighting, Dracula Mihawk shows up. Please get a picture of him. He's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, he's
not a Chad, but he's good.
Dracula Mihawk. Okay.
Dracula Mihawk. You don't know this yet, but he is one of the Shichibukai, the Seven Warlords. Seven Warlords are 7 immensely powerful pirates whose power and legality is sanctioned by the world government. So there are 7 pirates that the government will give missions to counteract the force of all pirates. So when a pirate starts to get uppity, they will send out one of the 7 warlords and take him down so that they can control like pirates as a whole and stop them from being a unified force that has too much power in any one point. Dracula Mihawk is one of them, but he kind of does his own thing. Some of the pirates are they've spanned. Like, some of them are good, they're actually good pirates. Some of them are bad pirates. Some of them listen to the world government more. Some listen to it less. Anyway, Dracula Mihawk shows up, and Don Krieg starts flipping out. He's like, that's the motherfucker that cut my ship in half.
Cut my ship in half. Holy shit.
So Dracula Mihawk fucking floats up on just, like, a couple of logs. It's just like a couple, like, your standard, like, I just got off the island raft, just a couple of logs strapped together with a sail in the middle and a big-ass ornate chair. And he's just, like, lounging in his chair as he floats along with a giant sword that he's holding right there on his back, like, just stabbed into the boat behind his chair. And can you see it in this picture? So that tiny cross on his neck is actually a sword. It's a little tiny fuck-off dagger that he pulls out.
Okay.
He cut his ship in half with the dagger.
Okay.
Because this is a fucking anime.
Yeah.
And so he just kind of like, you know, spirit cut his ship in half with the dagger.
Which actually makes more sense later on, but
which makes way more sense later on.
Also, before you get to that, they also was this or before or after the battle started?
This is the middle of the battle.
Okay, so
I believe at this point,
like,
Luffy is getting his ass kicked, but then he has like a comeback moment. But then they're kind of both like knocked the fuck out, and then Mihawk shows up.
Yeah.
And Mihawk shows up, and Zoro's like, I can't let him interfere with Luffy's fight. Luffy's not doing great, but I think he's gonna win. I need to stop this dude. Also, this dude is a swordsman. I want to be the best swordsman. I need to fucking take him out. Like, if I ever meet a swordsman that I can't beat, there it goes. There's my fucking dream. I failed. So Zoro instantly fucking, you know, bows up on this guy. He's like, fight me, bitch. And Mihawk's like, are you sure you want to fight me, young man? I'm kind of a big deal. But, like, way cooler.
Yeah.
He doesn't say those exact words, but you feel those exact words.
Oh, yeah.
And Zoro's like, I gotta fight you. I'm gonna be the best. And Mihawk's like, all right, I can respect. Game recognized game. And so Mihawk fights him with the little dagger, and Zoro's going to town with his 3 swords, and Mihawk is fucking this bitch up. And Zoro's like all kinds of bloodied and fucked up and everything. And Mihawk's like, I respect you. You're not gonna fucking win, but I respect you. This was a good fight. For your power level, you are incredibly good. This is a good fight. I want you to live so I can face you when you're stronger. Because like Zoro, Mihawk just wants good fights. He doesn't really care. He is that is the strongest swordsman in the world. He is the strongest swordsman in the world right now. But he doesn't really care about being the strongest. He's kind of just a baller.
Yeah.
And he wants good fights. And he's like, you're going to be a better fight in the future. I'm going to let you live. But Zoro's like, nah, I can't just let you leave me, bro. I can't. No. You need to get... This was an excellent fight. You had me beat. I should be dead right now. If I can't survive your best attack, I'm worthless. Hit me. And then Mihawk's like, are you fucking sure? And Zoro's like, I'm sure. And he just kind of stands there like with his arms out, like T-posing, facing Mihawk.
Mm-hmm.
And Mihawk's like, you don't even like want this on your back or something? And he's like, a wound on the back is a swordsman's greatest dishonor. And Mihawk's like, I fucking like you. And he whips out his big sword and he gives him a slash. And if you see that big cross scar on Zoro's chest in that picture that you have, that's the scar he gets. He's got that scar for the rest of the show. Scars are important. Anywho, Zoro fucking cries. He's like, I will never lose a fight again, Luffy. You're my boy. We're gonna do this shit. And that's basically the end of it. Like, Luffy gets up, beats Don Krieg, the show's over. Sanji really wants to go with them, but he's like, no, I owe Zeph my life. I can't just leave. And then Zeph is like, they kind of do the go on, get out of here dog thing. But to Sanji, Sanji's like, get out of here. Or Zeph is like, get out of here, you useless shit ass cook. You've always had a bad temper. You've been an ungrateful son. Go on. I'll be fine without you. And then Sanji's like, old man. Fuck, old man. Fuck you. He tries to be strong, but he's crying. Lots of crying in One Piece. It's emotional shit. And they go. Turns out, while this was all happening, I didn't mention Nami. Because Nami's gone. The Going Merry's gone. All their treasure's gone. Johnny...
She did the thing she was trained to do.
Yeah, she did the thing that she's been doing. Her name is literally Cat Burglar Nami. She cat burgled them. Johnny and what's-his-face are there on, like, a dinghy. And they're like, she took it all, bro. She took all your shit. She went that way. And then somebody's like, the only thing that way is Orange Island or whatever. And so they go. Turns out, Orange Island is ruled by Arlong. He's a fishman. Fishman, way stronger than people. He's got a crew of fishmen. And they own this fucking island. And Nami's actually their crewmate. They've been sending her out to dupe idiots, steal their treasure, and buy back her island. This is her fucking island. She loves this place. That son of a bitch. She loves this place, and she has resigned to work for Arlong to buy it back. Turns out, this last haul that she got from Luffy was enough money to buy it back. Or almost. And then Nami gives it to Arlong. She's like, all right, I've got you all your money. One more trip and I'm done. Or like, here's all your money. We're done now. You guys can go. And Arlong's like, are you fucking kidding me? Do you realize how much money you've gotten me? No way in hell you're getting out of here. And so Nami just like resigns herself to defeat. And Luffy and crew show up and they're like, hey, where's our fucking shit? You fucking robbed us. What the hell, Nami? And Nami's like, get out of here. Arlong's gonna kill you. I tried. I just wanted to buy myself out. I just couldn't. And I'm his forever. There's nothing I can do. You guys can't, like... And Luffy's like, all right, fuck it. I'm gonna go beat up Arlong, get my fucking money back. And then you're gonna help me navigate the world, because that's the deal we made. And then Nami's like, you can't beat him. There's nothing you can do. He's too strong. And then she's like fucking crying. And she's like, no, don't. I actually like you guys. I couldn't serve this guy. I gotta buy my town out of this shit. And Luffy takes off his hat and he puts it on Nami. And he's like, you stay here. I'm gonna be back. And it is such a hype moment when Luffy, Zoro, Usopp, and Sanji all line up. And the march to Arlong Park. They fucking walk up on him. And everybody gets a fight. Everybody pairs off. There's a like a blow dart fish that Usopp fights because they both are ranged. And then Zoro fights an octopus man that uses 6 swords. And I don't remember who Sanji fights. But he has a good fight, and Luffy beats the piss out of Arlong. You know, it's one of those tough fights, but then Luffy's like, I'm fucking done. No, you've gone too far. And he beats the shit out of Arlong. And turns out...
He also destroys, because Nami had like an office. Because she also makes maps and stuff like that.
Yes, I was going to get to that. So in Arlong Park, Luffy destroys it. I think he throws Arlong up, son of a bitch, yes. Throws Arlong up and punches him right through the fucking building. And then Nami's there, and like all the treasure is there, and then a bunch of papers are there, and she runs right for the papers. And she's like grabbing up all the papers, and she's like, oh my god, I can't believe they're all fine. Holy shit. Turns out
her true passion is actually cartography.
Yes, exactly. She wants to map the entire world.
Yeah.
Yes. That is her goal.
That's kind of cool as shit.
Yeah,
I kind of like that.
Yeah. Sanji's goal is to find All Blue, a mystical, magical place in the world where all fish exist, so that he can make the ultimate, like,
Foods.
Culinary just spread. Like, I want to know and cook all the fish. I want to be the ultimate culinarian. I will be on this crew and feed you guys and keep you healthy. That's my goal. Usopp's goal is to become a brave warrior of the sea. He's tired of being a cowardly little lying chicken shit. He wants to actually be a cool-ass warrior guy. Basically, to go through the personalities, Luffy's like the headstrong, dumb one who's like, once he sets his mind to it, he's gonna do it. Number one sorter. Zoro is just kind of like the quiet, strong type. If he's not in a fight and they aren't on a mission, he's either eating, drinking, or training. That's all he does. He has no fruit. He's keeping up with these inhuman monsters just by sheer force of will and training and fucking getting it done.
And he won't attack a girl.
What?
He won't hit a girl.
No.
Well,
well,
unless he's pushed.
He will fight a girl. When Zoro was a kid, he trained at a dojo, and him and a girl wanted to be the number one swordsman in the world. The girl was like, dude, you're only getting stronger as we grow up. Like, boys are just gonna outclass girls. You're kicking my ass. And she keeps beating him, but she's like, you're gonna beat me someday. Then she falls down the stairs and dies.
Wait.
This is when he's a kid.
What? No, but she was pushed, right? Like it was an assassination.
No.
She literally just
falls down the stairs and dies.
Death.
And
I think there's
like,
a little bit more than that, but yeah.
I mean, honestly though, like that can actually happen, and normal ass deaths like that usually aren't portrayed in anime and stuff. So I guess that's kind of, in a fucked up way, kind of cool. I'll give it that much.
And so Zoro's like, well, I kind of just wanted to beat her, but I guess I'm gonna have to be the strongest in the fucking world for both of us.
Aww.
And also his white sword that you see, that was her sword.
Yeah, he's got 3 swords. Wado Ichimonji, which is her sword. Sandai Kitetsu, which is a cursed sword, which is really cool. And this is how I'll finish out Logue Town, and I'll tell you about Wado Ichimonji. And that's Sandai Kitetsu. Wado Ichimonji is the white one. And Shusui, which he gets way later, and he has another one that I don't remember the name of because it's not important. Anywho.
Okay, well, we just got to the point where we defeated Fishman. Forgive me, I'm not going to remember all the names. But
it's okay.
We beat son of a bitch Fishman, Arlong. I remembered one of the names. And it sounds like that's pretty much going to get Nami on board with the crew permanently.
Yes.
Yeah.
So unless you have any like closing remarks, we're hitting close to an hour for this first part, so it might be a good break point.
Okay, let me just finish out their like character descriptions.
Okay.
Usopp's a coward, good handyman, wants to be brave, really fighting against his like cowardly instincts. Sanji, womanizer.
Yeah, I gathered that from the picture I found.
He will not fight a girl. He's the one that actually will not fight a girl. Zoro has no issues with fighting a girl. I don't know why you think that, DJ. One of his main rivals is a girl.
Nami is or not Nami. Sanji won't fight a pretty girl.
No, Sanji will not fight a girl, but there are some very specific instances where he is like, you're not a girl anymore. He just kind of reasons it out that you're not a girl.
That's like Emmett Selk from last night. You're not alive, so it doesn't count as murder.
Yes, okay. Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't mean not hit a girl. I shouldn't have said not hit a girl.
Zoro won't
finish
waste
them.
He goes anybody weaker than him.
Well, no, but he goes easy on girls too. Like,
I think he goes easy on one girl because there's a girl named Toshigi, which is in the Marines, which I think is what TJ is stuck to, that looks just exactly like his childhood friend. For reasons we don't know, she just looks exactly like his childhood friend.
There's a couple other incidences though.
I don't remember these instances.
The Harpy girl.
He kills her.
Eventually, yeah.
But he fucking kills her. I think she just got away. Anywho, Nami is a shrewd businesswoman. She loves money. She'll do basically anything for money, and she wants to map the world. This is our crew. The next island is the last island before the Grand Line. Great place to start next time. Any questions?
I mean...
Also, this is the slowest part of the show because there's so much build up between.
Because
once they get to the Grand Line, it's like
it's a lot of I have to stop and explain the beginning of a character.
Yeah, Yeah.
Once we just have the crew and I can just like shorthand, like Sanji does his Sanji thing, we're done. I can jump through. There are a couple islands that I can kind of just, bam, we're done.
Okay, so one question I have, I'm going to bring it to the front here on our board of thoughts.
The map.
Yeah, I like this map you're constructing so far.
Yeah, this collage of shit.
Like this fucking mood board.
So on the map, just for, again, clarification, because I'm kind of hung up on making sure I understand, because it sounds like it's very important. So you said there are no islands that cross the Calm Belt. Are there no islands at all in the Grand Line, or like if they are, they're fully contained?
So this is the issue with this map, and I believe this actually might be like a diegetic thing. There is no map of the entire world. There is no world map. That's why Nami wants to make one.
Right.
So nobody knows the arrangement of all the islands in all the seas on all of the planet. And I think that's why this picture right here is so shitty. Because there literally isn't a world map. So Oda, the author, has never made one. So this is just something the anime made up to kind of describe the world.
Man, it'd be really cool if on the last episode, like, part of it shows a full map of it. That would be super cool.
Would be awesome.
I can't wait to get to some of the other stuff, because as cool as what Matt's been talking about, there's some really cool in-depth things that have not even close to being touched
I
yet.
can't fucking wait to describe the Grand Line to you.
Yeah.
Well,
and to answer your question, Dan, there are tons of islands in the Grand Line.
Gotcha.
There's nothing on the Calm Belt.
There absolutely is one island that we know of on the Calm Belt.
Yeah.
Well, okay, go ahead. I think I have the point that I'll bring up that'll put the pin at the end of the episode. So if you have more, go for it.
There's also one more. I just threw my pen. There's also one more part of this map that we haven't talked about that isn't showing on the map too.
The other
that we'll get to.
cross section.
Yeah, that we'll get to later.
Yes, I'm not going to talk about that until we're there.
I know.
I think there are some things that it's completely reasonable to like talk about ahead of time, and there are other things that I kind of want. I want you to come to finally understand it with all the right build up and pieces behind it, so like it really has an impact.
I'm with you.
All right. Yeah. Well, here's the pin for the end of the first episode, and I'm curious if any of our viewers also have this effect. But I have been telling Matt I'm completely uninterested in One Piece for the entirety of my time knowing him as a person. After this 1 hour-long session and me creating this little collage board that's only going to get more complicated, I was half tempted to start drawing like connection lines of like beats up this guy who then
like
goes
little strings.
Oh my God,
but it would just,
I would love to do that.
It would just be a fucking mess on a single
you would just cover the
PowerPoint slide.
pictures.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll work on that in my off time. But the pin at the end of the episode, I've been talking mad shit on One Piece, saying I'm not interested, it's not my kind of anime. After this first hour-long episode of Matt and TJ explaining this to me, I am interested in some of the characters enough to maybe watch some of it. So
I'm so happy.
You are making progress, you two.
We haven't even got to meet yet, which is so good.
I mean, it sounds like I won't get to him after the first 200 episodes either, so...
Episode 100 is the entrance point to the Grand Line. So you might want to skip the first 100 episodes.
Well, I mean... Okay, so far as, like... Go ahead.
Here's the thing, for all the viewers out there. If this has got you interested and you refuse to be an enlightened individual and read the manga, and you have to watch the anime, there is a thing called One Pace. ONE space PACE. It is a fan recutting of the anime to follow only the manga. They cut out all the superfluous shit. Only what is in the manga and is then animated is in this fan project. Here's the issue. It's not done in order. People do it in chunks as they want to. I don't know how far you can get in order before there's a chunk missing. but that is a thing to look into. You could definitely watch One Piece for the parts that are done, and then go to the actual anime One Piece, or maybe pick up the manga if it's just like an arc.
That's actually kind of a cool fan project though, because it makes
they did
it
it for
more
Naruto
accessible.
too.
Really?
Yeah.
The entirety of Naruto and Naruto Shippuden is cut into a project, which makes it like just 70-hour-long movies.
Huh. That's kind of cool. I might.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
I
cool.
might want to go watch that too. That sounds like
Mm-hmm.
interesting.
That's actually done and complete and full.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that.
But
I'll find it for you guys.
wrapping back around to One Piece to finish up the episode, I think as far as characters I'm interested in from like the main cast, in some rough semblance of order, definitely fucking cross dagger cut ship in half guy is at the top of the list.
Dracula Mihawk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he seems
Mihawk is
pretty
awesome.
fucking cool.
He comes up. His appearances are few and far between, but they're always good.
He gives me like some Yu Yu Hakusho vibes. Like
He's
Oh,
he's
yeah.
Into that.
absolutely an end game boss showing up early to make you like, oh man, that's so fucking spicy.
nice. Nami is definitely like the next one for sure. Super. I love the idea of her being excessively good at one thing, but that's more or less totally unrelated to what she actually genuinely wants to do. That's super identifiable. I love that.
Yeah.
Shanks, I want to know more about. I'm assuming he
Boy,
becomes
so
part
do
of the
we.
crew. Oh,
Yeah,
really?
right?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Dan.
Okay.
But-
Shanks is also some real end game shit. We don't know what he's been doing all this time.
I mean,
I will get
if
to him. There are some breadcrumbs.
if he
So
if his
some big
crew
breadcrumbs.
if his crew found one of these devil fruit at the start, that means he started at the end game of Pirates when we start watching the show, which means like he's only gonna become big. He's gonna be like the. Oh my god.
Here we go.
That's the end. That's the last fight Luffy has to do before he can be Pirate King. Is he's got to beat Shanks.
I don't think
tease
there'll
it
ever
for
be
you.
a fight between
I'll tease
those
it
two.
for you right here. There are two halves to the Grand Line because the big mountain range cuts it into two halves.
Mm-hmm.
In the second half of the Grand Line, shit is on a whole nother scale. In that half, there are 4 big pirate crews called the Four Emperors. Shanks is one of them.
Okay.
Also, Mihawk and Shanks are rivals.
Nice.
Are they?
Oh, I guess this is another good question, map related. The central mountain ring thingy. That's a complete circle around the planet.
Yep.
So that means that there's a second pass on the back half of the planet.
Nope.
Nope.
So you have to pick your ship up and carry it across land?
We'll get
Maybe.
there.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Back to
They're friend. Shanks and Mihawk are friendly rivals, but they have fought.
back to
Okay.
order of interest for the characters to bring this to a close. I think next would probably be like Zoro and Luffy are kind of on the same level for me. I need to know the characters. It sounds like I'm gonna fucking hate Luffy, so we'll see.
Man.
Then I think the ship, and then
ship.
Sanji and chicken shit
Usopp.
slingshot guy are kind of bottom tier for me, to be honest.
That's fair. Usopp starts really bottom tier. He grows. I think he might have the most development.
He's the Naruto of the series.
He's
By the
You
end of
know-
Shippuden, you're like, all right, he's actually pretty cool.
No, that's an excellent way to put it. Also, totally like he's the Naruto of the series and he's not the main character, which is a great way to handle your Naruto of the series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also, Matt is right, but I still don't like Usopp that much.
Okay. But yeah, I think I would be more interested in the ship than Sanji and Usopp. We'll see if that holds true. Well, okay. I'll have to talk to you off episode, Matt, because I do have an idea or a theory or something you may be interested in. But
Okay.
other than that, I think we have One Pieced our listeners to death for an episode.
Yep.
Yes. Thank you
There
for
will be more of
listening.
this. When I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're piecing that together.
They
But thank
may
you every
all be
time.
out at the same time. We don't know. That's a possibility. So we'll find
Yeah.
out.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. This has been one piece of an episode. Yeah, I'm your host, TJ.
I am your guide to adventure, Matt.
And I'm Dan. And boy, this is a lot of information.
It's only going to get more.
We've only just begun.
Bye.
Bye.